Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I received an email the other day, a disturbing email about somebody who felt that they were under psychic attack, and she asked if I would explain it in more detail so she would have a better understanding in what it was, exactly what it is. What it is nonsense. There's no such thing as psychic attack. I pulled it up. I always research a little bit on the internet when I have questions like this and see what's out there. And it's funny because one of the first ones I came to is a woman. Her last name, she uses goddess. She calls herself something goddess. And she said that she was watching the Vampire Diaries, which I've heard of that show. And of course, I have never watched it. And she said she learned that that show had a lot of really valuable, good information that talked about the occult and a lot about the metaphysical. So she thought that she should enlighten people about what the symptoms of psychic attack is and are, and how you can better diagnose yourself and ward off this bad energy that's around you. So I realized after listening to her video and others that are out there and reading information about psychic attack that it's nonsense. And it's they talk a lot about although they don't use it, they'd rather use the words like psychic attack and occult and things like that, entities. Really, it's just negativity that you yourself feed into. Okay, it's like and I used it the other day as an example when I was teaching a class, and I talked about how the people in my class on Tuesday evenings where I teach mediumship, spiritual mediumship development, where we formed a bond together, all of us, and we've gotten quite close. The gathering every Tuesday evening. And I said to them, even though they trust me now as their teacher and mentor for many of them, they would believe, and they listen to what I say, and they believe in the way I teach them. And I stated to them, even though you know that I don't believe in anything negative on the other side, only positive energy exists on the other side. I don't believe in curses or any of that nonsense, even though you know that's my belief. If I were to say to you right now that I detected something dark around you, and this is quite unusual, but I see it and I feel it, you would believe me. Because there's power in words. There's power in words. And people who are fragile in mind from maybe the loss of a loved one or, their life not going the way they want it to, because the mind becomes fragile at different times in our lives through depression or whatever circumstances they are, we tend to gravitate to people like myself and others like me. Unfortunately, there are many out there that do not do this work truthfully or in a proper way. And there can be a lot of damage, and that's where the money is made in this business. I said to you before, it's $1 billion business, and over 90% of the people that do this work are charlatans. They take advantage of the people who are fragile in mind, and they spew this garbage that's out there. Nothing negative exists on the other side. The only way you can bring negativity into your life is by allowing it. Just don't allow it. When you go through difficult times in life, which we all do, I just lost my mother a few weeks ago. So, of course, this is a difficult time for me. Okay, so I am a little fragile in mind right now. I can become a little weepy, which normally that's not me. If I look at pictures of her or sit and reflect on what's transpired over the past year or, and reflect on her passing, I get sad. So that would make me a little fragile right now, and that's normal. That's normal. But right now, when I'm in this state, I certainly wouldn't want to have my journey go to someone who's going to cause me more harm when I'm in this present state. You see, what I do in this state is I turn to God, because that's who I am and that's what I believe, that God will strengthen me and carry me through, and that's exactly what's happening. And I surround myself with positive people and good people. So again, psychic attack, there's no such a thing. We are all responsible for our own choices, our own decisions on what our journey will be, on what path we go down. Are we going to go down this path, which is not of truth, or are we going to go down this path, which is of light and truthfulness? And that's the path I always choose, and that's the path I encourage you to choose. So please don't buy into this nonsense. There is no such thing as psychic attack. These shows that are out there, any of these shows, it's Hollywood. They're not a good representation of God and spirit, the world of spirit. Not at all. Only positive energy exists on the other side. Only good, only of God's love and light. Negativity is on this side of the veil, and we have to allow it. If we don't allow it into our lives by the wrong choices or gravitating to people who will bring this negativity to us in our thoughts in that left brain, then it's our own decision, our own choice. Okay, so that's my knowledge on psychic attack. It's not true, it's not credible, and it certainly isn't a way of God's love and light. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, and as always, I leave you in God's love and light.